Well, greetings, everyone. My name is Jean Leitner. You can see a picture of me there with my husband, taken last year at Hocking Hills when we went hiking with our two sons and their families. My background is in veterinary medicine, and the DVM stands for Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and not digital voltmeter, despite what you may have heard. I'm interested in things like physiology, and so I enjoyed fielding this question. Could humans feel pain before the fall? Well, we're going to start by answering our question by asking a few questions. What is pain? And the definitions are multiple and varied. For example, you can come up with definitions that include discomfort or suffering associated with illness or injury, great effort or care in doing something, an unpleasant sensation that may range from mild to agony. The International Association for the Study of Pain uses this definition: an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with actual or potential tissue damage, or described in terms of such damage. Now, we should ask, how do we sense it? Most of us recognize five senses. We actually have more, but these are the commonly known ones: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. And touch is, of course, a lot more complicated. We have mechanoreceptors, various types, that detect, and various parts of the skin, for example, then they detect things such as touch, light touch, regular touch, pressure, vibration, stretching. We also have thermoreceptors that can detect heat or cold. And we have something called nociceptors, and nociceptors are designed to detect noxious stimuli. And the way these are set up is normally things don't even send an impulse, but these nerves are set so that the nerve impulse will be sent when the tissue is at the point of becoming damaged. The signal from the nociceptors are generally, though not always, interpreted as pain. What the nociceptors do is they get our attention, and it allows for a rapid response that we can remove ourselves from that danger. And it's essential to protect us. There are diseases such as leprosy which destroy nerve endings, including nociceptors, and the brain never gets the signal that something's wrong. I need to react. I need to change something. And so people with leprosy will lose body parts, and often due to injuries that they just had no idea what was going on because they could not feel it. So nociceptors are really important, but if we're going to answer a biblical question, we need to see if the Bible gives us any clues. So does it? We know the fall is described in Genesis 3. And in verse 16, God said to the woman, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. With pain, you will give birth to children. And I put the Hebrew in there. Your pains is itzvonech, and with pain is ba'etzev, ba'etzev. In verse 17, the same Hebrew word is used. To Adam he said, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil, you will eat of it all the days of your life. So there's several different forms depending on the part of speech, but this Hebrew word, itzavon or etzev, is used to refer to hardship, pain, and distress. And it's used a number of other places in Scripture. So summary of our observations so far is that pain greatly increased, and in some cases began, at the curse. Pregnancy and childbirth would get one's attention, but now it would really hurt. New sources of pain were introduced. For example, the thorns or frustration in the efforts to get food. There's a few more interesting uses of this word in the flood account. The Lord was grieved that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with pain. And that was because of the sinful behavior and the violence that was in the world at the time. In the account where Joseph reveals himself to his brothers in Egypt, he tells his brothers, "And now do not be distressed and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you." So an important observation is that sin brings on pain, and the pain is not restricted to physical pain. So with that information, we can ask the question again, could humans feel pain before the fall? And I would say yes, in the sense that they could sense if something was about to cause tissue damage and they could remove themselves from the problem. And I think that would have been necessary even before the fall, and obviously a whole lot more necessary afterwards. But this would be very transient, and it might not even be interpreted as pain. In contrast, pain and distress was increased by orders of magnitude at the curse, and distressing pain is a consequence of human sin. And I think that this reality should help us think more deeply on the topic. There's considerable application here. Sin always hurts and destroys and is wrong. And it's not something to be excused or taken lightly. Pain should be another reminder that Christ came to set us free from slavery to sin. We were commanded not to sin, and Christ now gives us the power. It says in the Bible, "Therefore do not let sin reign in your mortal body, so that you obey its evil desires. For sin shall not be your master, because you are not under law, but under grace." So grace not only provides us with forgiveness and a right relationship with God, it is also the means by which we have power over sin and things like pride, or being impressed with ourselves, or looking down with others, or deciding we always have to have the right answer and they have the wrong answer, and other selfish desires. Those are to go. They're wrong. They cause pain. And God's grace gives us the ability to overcome our sin. If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. We can address those issues God tells us to because of His grace. Thank you.